Hello guys. Today I'm gonna be talking about a question that I get a lot. That is a how do I know when I have to trade and which hours I need to trade, right? So first of all, we need to understand that the more you are exposed to the market, the most you're likely to be able to stack losses, right? It's something you need to understand, right? If you want to be exposed in a long time frame during the day and the week or the month, or even in the span of years, you need to understand that we are here to manage our risk, right? To lower it as much as possible. We're risk managers. That's why it's really important, right? So it's a rule of thumb. The more you're exposed to the market, if you it comes with multiple factors, but overall, the more you're likely to expose your capital to a couple of trades because being real, your setup can happen every single day. If you're getting exposed to, say, you trade anywhere from Asia to New York, right? There's a lot of hours involved right there, right? But if you've seen during the day that, for example, you cannot trade Asian, right? Uh, but you can trade London and New York completely, completely, pretty much freely, right? You can trade that single flip of session, right? That little time span. So you need to be understanding that you don't need to trade all sessions to make money, right? You don't need to be having to trade Asia, waking up at 3, then trade in London, then trade in New York. It's really not like that. For example, myself, I trade just New York. I used to trade London, uh, and then New York, but the time passes and you understand this. It takes a lot of losses to understand this, but I do remember myself waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning, just saying like, okay, let's trade right now. Was not optimal. I didn't have enough sleep. It wasn't the place you would like to be able to, I don't know, manage a funded account, right? If you were managing $1 million in funding, you won't expose yourself as often, right, to the markets. So that's why it's really important to know your overall days and which days are just there to outperform the losses and which days are just trash overall, right? So what I did was, okay, I did a back testing from March 2022, right? I did a back testing. This is just a sample. I get a bigger sample, of course. But I just put here from March to pretty much, I think it is the end of the year, right? If I put completely from, I get data since 2020. If I put it all in here, it's going to be lagging, right? So just put it in here so it doesn't lag that much. So I put, well, at first, this Notion is going to be linked in the description if I'm verified, right? Because there's a thing in YouTube that you cannot put clickable links if they're not verified, right? So if not, it's going to be, of course, uh, that's pretty much that resource, right? So, uh, well, overall, it's going to be the sample. You can copy and paste it, right? So first of all, I get the date, right? I put the date. I separated between these lines, right? Separate between this and because it's really really simple to just see everything week, right? If not, you're gonna have like all those weeks, and it's gonna be kind of not looking good, right? But you can do it eventually the way you want it, right? You can modify it, of course. And the day I just put a simple function. well, not function, but overall format property in Notion, multi-property. So you can every single time that you click, there's Monday, Tuesday, pretty much all days of the week. Setup percent. I got three options: yes, no, kinda. You can modify it to yes or no. Right, for me, I just try it like that. And the time in here, you can modify it in some way you like, right? I put it in here, sometimes really specific, sometimes really simple, right? But it's multiple times you can pretty much do it. So what I do usually is like now is usually like 8:15, 8:35, 8:30, sorry, 8:45, and 9, right? I divide into four quarters into the hour pretty much. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna search for how good was the setup, how good the setup was, right? So you can put in here super clean, normal, clean, right? Normal is just like average, like B plus. Clean is like A, and super clean is like A plus. You can pretty much modify this as your liking, right? Order flow. This for me was like the entry criteria, right? What type of entry I put it like order flow, but you can modify in here. Order flow was an entry mode that I had. It was the only one. Right now, I don't usually have that single entry mode. Right? So you can here put, I don't know, three options. Of course, you can delete the options in here, remove, and you can add more. In here, you can put just you can just write something like uh, another, right? You can add it, you click enter, and it's gonna be it, right? You can click any of them. Then target delivered, what I mean with this is like, okay, the setup percentage was really clean. Uh, the set delivered to the target you wanted, or it got swept, right? It really, yeah, it went, but got you break even or swept, right? So you can track that overall, right? And what are you supposedly to do in here is like, okay, I got all this data, right? I got all this data. How am I gonna filter it, right? So you're gonna backtest a really good amount of time, right? I backtested here like 6 months of data in here, at least 6 months to a year, at least, right? So if you want to backtest more is way better, right? But for you to understand that backtesting is not overall, it can give you a hint of your strategy, but it's a different stats. There are different stats. They're gonna be the same, of course, from your backtesting that you're forward testing, and pretty much on the live account, right? Or in the demo, right? It's gonna be way different. Not way different, but it's gonna be similar in some way but different in others, right? Because the variables you put into backtesting, the fact you can click buttons and just keep putting bars and say you win one in Monday, you click a couple bars and you're again in Wednesday, right? So you say, okay, and your brain starts encoding as like profits fast, but it's really not. In the live markets, we all know it's really about patience. And the patience got it, you pretty much develop it by trusting and executing your edge, and it's going to be automatically. You don't even have to worry about being patient, right? So I just want to do that because many people out there like saying backtesting, backtesting. Of course, is really important to know if your edge works, right, from the past, and you can see it, right? And yeah, you can give a hint about max loss in a row, more wins in a row. All these stats that are really, really important. And I'm gonna put a video about stats, how I track it. I'm gonna put pretty much my Notion, organize it into my journal, and pretty much give it away. It's pretty much all these things are gonna be in my journal, so y'all can track it in the best way possible. But I want to be dedicating these little videos to explain every single part of it, because if not, I can make a 2 hour long video about my journal and important things about it, but people are gonna get tired of it, right? So I'd rather make it quick. So it's really important for you to understand that the backtesting stuff. Also, forward testing is another thing, right? It can be first we all go through this, right? We all first start with $1 million demo account, and we put fucking all the positions that we want, like one lot, the MT5, the quick button, and we blow accounts, and then we say we got a gut trade, right? It's a process of the beginner, and then we got a good trade. We're happy, we're basing our ego on that win. We get the loss, it's like, this is not working. After that, you're gonna be searching why it is happening, right? Why you're pretty much searching for the holy grail, but you sooner understand if you keep it up with the pace in this journey that there's no holy grail. There's actually not a single strategy that is 100% win rate. Um, so after a couple of tries, you say, okay, I need to track the data. I need to be tracking that. So then you go and hop in the demo, like, okay, this is really fine. I mean, I'm doing good. After that, you hop to the live account. It's completely different. If you hit it the first time, you're gonna be nervous. You haven't experienced the live account as it is, right? And then you're gonna have another downfall, and pretty much it's gonna happen a bunch of realizations to get to that process. I'm gonna make a video about like overall trading journey that I've had, right? So y'all can see the reality. It's not really a get rich quick, in the capital. Not that. Cut that bullshit out. It's not like that. Of course, it's really lucrative when you put in the work and actually put it. Right? It's exponential growth. The human brain cannot encode uh, cannot pretty much process the idea of exponential growth. It's just every single time it's linear, right? So the way you track it, the way you being professional is by implementing all these little things about tracking your stats, tracking this, tracking that, having to track as much information as possible, so you can be more professional and you can actually um, see and base yourself on stats. Right? Of course, we're not going to be 100% hedge funds and stuff like that, but we can deal with that with this basic way to put it, right? So I want y'all to backtest it in a software. There's a couple of them out there. It's really not a big deal. This is the stats that I'm working, but there's one called FX Replay. It's really really good. It's like $35, but the first 5 days are for free. Not affiliated with them, nothing with them. I've used this software. It's really good. That's pretty much it. It's really really good. It's really simple. You can watch their videos about how to use it, all these pairs, index, energy, crypto. Especially in my place, I trade US 30, right? So it's kind of some days are kind of whack. I don't know why, but some days are like kind of wiki, kind of. It can be news, of course, or it can be there's no volume, right? But some days, still normal days are kind of different. And I've accessed as well the Euro USD, and they're not as different. So yeah, just go and backtest it. They have charts since 2016, so it's really really good. So you don't have any problem. Of course, I just pretty much trade one pair, right? I don't even put in my plan because it's only one pair. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna be doing. There's a little hinting here. I'm gonna be doing this for y'all so you can track it, right? So setups presented. I pretty much doing this, but I'm gonna be pretty much giving it when I publish this tracking sheet. When I post the actual tracking note of it. But you can pretty much see there's the date. You plug in the date. This little gray bars are going to be automatic, so you don't have to change that and you don't get lost. right? The setup is presented. You're just gonna put it like this, and you put no, or yes. And here, it's gonna be a multiple way to track it. You go, as I was saying, 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8, right? It's divided into 4. Type, you can put A plus, B plus. You can, of course, change that, but I'm going to be explaining that in the video. I just wanted to show you this. Enter percentage, target delivered, or swept. It's pretty much kind of the same as both. So they are. But overall, I want y'all to start with this. And now that we have seen all this, how do you actually filter it? So you're gonna go, okay, Monday. Let's see Monday. Let's see. It's lagging a bit, but whatever. From Monday, I want to see the setups that presented, right? From Monday, okay, and you count it. There are 30, right? There are 30 that presented on Monday. Okay, let's see on Tuesday, right? There's 25 that presented. Okay, that's cool. Wednesday. Okay, there's 31. That's really good. Okay. So those are my 3 days. Okay, Thursday, let's see. I think in here there were like, yeah, 21, right? And Friday, I think there were like 10 or 12. I don't really remember. You got 16, right? So with these parameters, right, in here, you can put it in filters, it appears automatically, or you can pretty much put it in here, but usually when you have no filters, it appears in here. And you can see in here really visually if they appear or they're not, right? So uh, Thursday and Friday to me are just not really good to trade. I'm kind of quote unquote wasting my time looking at the charts those days. So I prefer to just trade three days, right? So I don't really advise people. I've traded every single day. I really advise people. You want to be in the best position possible to be trading at the highest level every single day, right? And you want to be actually performing the best way possible in those 3 days or 2 days, right? I think, in my perspective, you don't really need to trade every single day or every single week, even. Also, sometimes your capital is big enough, not every single month, right? So, just to give you a quick perspective of how you can filter out that, and from the filter, you can say, okay, Monday, let's see. So it really depends on how you adapt it with your time and with the sessions, right? But for me, okay, say I got one at 9, one at 8. The minimum was 7. It was not really often. So if it's not really often, it's not really a big deal, right? Say that sorry, say that I started every single, like, a lot of trades were trading at 7, right? That would matter, but it's only 1 out of 30, or pretty much there can be a couple of them, right? There's another one here, but there are 2, right? There's no need for me to wake up and trade from anywhere from 7, right? So you can see 9, 8 to 9:50, 9, 8:50, 8:45, 8:30. The max was 11:30 my time, 8:30, 10:30. It was not really often that it happened at 11:30. But 10:25, you got in here 10, you got in here 10, you got in here 10:25, you got in here 10, 10:25, 11, 10:15. So I picked my range from my perspective. I picked, okay, I'm going to be trading from the start of New York session, like 7:30, right? It doesn't present that often, the 7 a.m. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3 out of 30, right? So, it's a 10% that presented. But the other 90%, it was in the time span between 7:30 and 7:30, sorry, or 8 to 10:30, right? So that's what I picked that time. It's pretty much I'm pretty much training 3 hours in a day, 3 days a week, right? That's 9 hours of work every single week, or sometimes not even that. So it really depends. But all I want to say is find how it fits your daily routine, that fits comfortably, right? You don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning. You can wake freely. Of course, not really late, not really early, but in a middle time. If you're working 9 to 5, of course, you need to make some sacrifices, of course. But if you're not, and you can adapt it, it's completely fine. And you can have an hour that you see repeats more in a range, right? It's usually anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, right? So you gotta find those ranges that you want to trade between those hours, right? For me, especially, uh, I don't know. It's pretty much that's pretty much really logical to be able to do it, right? And from this, you can be tracking like exit, entry, and exit, and you can put another one here at the exit. But that's for beginning. This is really really good. So I want you to go and back test it. As I said, 6 to 1 year of data. Of course, it's gonna take a lot of time. Yeah, of course. But if you don't know if the edge is working, what would you even backtest and what would you even forward test it, right? That's really, really important. As I said, I'm not saying backtesting is bad, but what I'm saying is at first you need to be able to see if your strategy works. After that, after you have backtested and forward tested, it's not really a need to backtest anymore. Yeah, of course, you can do it every single weekend, but not as often as if you were trying with your strategy. And for me, I backtested every single day. That same amount of years of data, right? So yeah, and don't be shifting the strategies. That doesn't work. You just stick to one. If it's concise, precise, and your whatever strategy it may be, it doesn't work to change the strategy. Something that need to understand. Some strategy you need to understand. So that would be it. Not going any longer than this. Yeah, hopefully you find this helpful. I'm gonna be uploading more and more videos helping y'all with this all this tracking data or things people don't tell about trading. So yeah, guys, that would be pretty much it.